It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from the Wild Beer Company, and it's a bottle of their Wildebeest. It's an 11% ABV, chocolate, crushed espresso, vanilla, either porter or stout, I imagine. It's a 330 milliliter bottle. There's the bottle cap. Without further ado, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening, beer in the glass then. We got a 2-finger tan coloured head jet black beer in the glass. Looks wonderful. Absolutely wonderful looking beer. This was available. Now I bought this in my local bottle shop in Penarth in South Wales. Beautiful people there. Amazing beer, beautiful people. But I was told that this was part of the October beer festival beers that were in Morrison's, but I missed it. This beer never made my local Morrison's. It's a real shame. But I know a lot of other people got hold of this and they were saying how fantastic a beer this is. So, yeah, tan coloured head, jet black beer in the glass. Let's get the aroma. Vanilla, chocolate, coffee, caramel, sweetness from the malt. Raisins, plum, prune, fig. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, that is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I tell you what I really like about the beer. First of all, Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What a fabulous beer. Chocolate, coffee, caramel. That's the roasted malt. And then what you have is this plum, fig, prune, raisin, all of my favourite flavours in an imperial stout, or a stout, imperial stout. Quite vinous. Quite a vinous, dark berry finish to the beer that always has blown me away. It's a bit like, it's obviously the hops that they've added to the beer that's reacted with the roasted malt, and instead of giving your usual, with a pale ale, giving your usual grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, pineapple flavours, it's giving more, it's reacting with the roasted malt. So they've used a lot of hops in the beer, and it's changed from kind of citrus fruits to more kind of like red fruits, like plums and prunes and the darker fruits, the black currants and the vinous qualities of the beer. And it's wonderful. It's a really, really wonderful beer, and it's got a lovely mouthfeel. Lovely, creamy, rich mouthfeel. Maybe they've used some oats in the beer to get that kind of creamy depth. Maybe they've just used a load of malt to get that kind of creamy depth. But if you think of a coffee, a latte, my favourite coffee is a latte. I haven't had a latte in ages. I haven't been out in ages. It's 2020, so yeah, I haven't been out in ages. But I'm dreaming of a nice cup of coffee somewhere now. But if you think when you go for a nice cup of coffee, you have a latte or something, it's rich, it's got a good mouthfeel to it, it's creamy. That's the mouthfeel And that's the flavour of the beer. The coffee's coming through from the roasted malt, and there's some vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, spices, pepperiness coming through. And then you've got that kind of dark, bitter chocolate flavour. This is, yeah, a lot of people were raving about this. People who know their stouts, porters, imperial stouts, people who like that style of beer were buying this from Morrison's. I think it was just a few pounds. And they were loving it, absolutely loving it. Oh, I wish I got hold of it. I got hold of it now from my bottle shop, and I'm glad to support my local bottle shop. But if this, as it is today, if you kind of like wasn't, you know, changed in any way, not that I'm going to stand here and accuse Wild Beer Company of anything here, but if this was the beer that they had in Morrison's, then I missed the trick. I missed it completely. I would have bought about 10 bottles of it. Wonderful, wonderful. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of caramel flavour coming through. Beautiful, beautiful example of a beer. I really like it. Wow, big description. Beer is not just meant for refresh. Right, beer is not just meant for refreshment. Some beers can be ideal for contemplation and speculation. The liquid equivalent of the lotus position. No idea. Straight on my head. Such a beer is Wildebeest. Imperial Espresso Chocolate Vanilla Stout. A Judishness, I can't even say that word. Selection of pale and dark malts to which is added highest quality Valhalla cacao nibs, vanilla pods and freshly roasted coffee beans, hand selected by Andy Tucker at Clifton Coffee Roasters. This helps to produce a rich, elegant, creamy, soothing confection of aromas and flavours that can only improve with time. We would describe it as a dessert in a glass. Warning! Wildebeest is best enjoyed sipping or sipped from your favourite brandy snifter while sitting comfortably in a plush armchair, preferably next to a roaring fire with the weather does its worst outside. Do you know how many times I've said that here on YouTube, where I'd love to be kind of like sitting next to a fire with this type of beer with the weather, yeah, it really is doing its worst outside. That is a fantastic description and explanation for this very beer. I love it. An Imperial Espresso Chocolate Vanilla Stout. I'm gonna rate it just fabulous. Just a really fabulous beer. It wasn't much money. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I remember it just slipped in my box, and it was, I went and done a big order at my local bottle shop as part of that massive super chat donation we had a few weeks back, and yeah, it just slipped in my box. I'm glad the beer slipped in my box, to be honest, because I'm happy with the many of the beers I've had. I'm glad to have this. Wildebeest by Wild Beer Company. I like that enough to give it a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 from Reload Craft Beer. Absolutely fantastic. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.